Before we start, I need to set a boundary. This is not going to be for people who want to stay in victimhood. And it's not for people who want to demonize their ex and, so they don't have to look inward. This is going to be for people who are ready to tell the truth. Because the truth is, it wasn't your fault, but you were the match. And if that sentence just tightened your chest, just stay with me because that reaction is exactly why this matters. So reframing fault versus responsibility. Let me say this clearly so it doesn't get twisted. You did not cause someone to be manipulative. You did not cause someone to be emotionally unavailable. You did not cause someone to lie, cheat, breadcrumb, gaslight, or abandon you. Their behavior belongs to them. But here's the part most people skip because it's uncomfortable. Compatibility doesn't happen at the surface. It happens at the wound level. And we don't choose partners based on who they are at their healthiest. We choose them based on what feels familiar to our nervous system. And familiarity is not the same thing as safety. Okay. So how does this pattern actually start? Most people think that these relationships start in adulthood. They don't. They start in childhood. They start when love was inconsistent, when attention was conditional, when connection came with anxiety, and when you had to read the room instead of being held by it. And your nervous system learned something very specific. Connection requires effort. Love is unstable, and I have to earn closeness. So later, when someone comes in like all intense and emotionally charged and unpredictable, your body doesn't say danger. It says, I know this. And that recognition gets mislabeled as chemistry. Or act like you haven't said it. So why does intensity feel like love? Let's talk about intensity. Intensity is not intimacy. Intensity is nervous system activation, love bombing, hot and cold behavior, emotional withholding, followed by sudden closeness. And that creates dopamine spikes. So your body becomes focused on relief and not connection. So you're not chasing them, you're chasing regulation. And this is why people say, I don't know why I'm so attached. You're attached because your system bonded under stress. And that's not romance, that's conditioning. But I was a good person. Oh, the I was a good person. That's that hidden trap. And here's where people do get stuck. They do say, I was loving, I was loyal, I tried. And all of them may be true, but goodness does not cancel out patterning. And being kind doesn't mean that you were choosing consciously. It means that you're choosing from an unhealed place. This is where victim language becomes dangerous because if you stay the victim, you stay powerless. And healing requires agency, not shame, not blame, just agency. Now, when I say you are the match, what that actually really does mean, because I know it makes people angry, but when I say you are the match, I'm not saying that you deserved mistreatment. I am saying this. Your tolerance aligned with their capacity, your hope aligned with their inconsistency, and your empathy aligned with their emotional limits. That's a fit, not morally, nervously. And once you understand that, everything changes. Because now the question isn't, why did they do this? The question becomes, what in me learned to call this love? So how this stops with real healing and not just, affirmations, because this pattern does not end with awareness alone. Insight without integration keeps people stuck. And this is where my coaching comes in. We don't just talk about attachment. We retrain the nervous system. We look at why consistency feels boring, why boundaries feel unsafe, and why distance triggers obsession, and why availability feels suspicious. And we rewire those responses at the root. Because when your body learns safety, your attraction turns automatically. And it's not through willpower, but through alignment. See, it does get better. But, here's the truth that most people also don't want to hear is that you don't heal by finding better people. You heal by becoming someone who can no longer bond with chaos. And that's when the pattern ends. It's not because you tried harder. It's because you changed internally. And well, I guess that's it. If anything I said hit you hard, then that's going to show that you're ready. And it's not to blame yourself, but it is to reclaim your power. So if you want to do this work with guidance and structure and honesty, and you can book with me at healingmyfeelings.com because we don't chase closure here. We build clarity, and clarity changes everything. So thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful 2026.